everyone, I'm gonna be doing a quick video on how I eat being quadriplegic. So being a C5 complete quadriplegic, as I mentioned in my other video, I have absolutely no control of my fingers at all or my wrists. Sometimes I can kind of control this one, but the muscle usually gets tired real quick. But regardless, this is the hand that I eat with. And I wanted to share this because I find it very easy with the type of tools I use, because it does not require a utensil holder. And they look just like anything else out there. Like when I go out to restaurants, people don't even know that I'm using special adaptive tools. And I've been using this for over a year now, and I'm really happy with it, and I recommend it to any other quads out there. So called Dining with Dignity, and this is what it is. Before I start on that, I want to mention that this board right here, it's a non-slip board. It has like this grip material it's made out of that prevents the plate from sliding around. The reason why I recommend using this board is because using a power chair with all this stuff in the way, like my cell phone holder, the joystick, the wheels at the bottom, it's not always easy to maneuver sliding in under a dining table. So it's usually easier for me to just have this board with me, especially because I can eat anywhere I want, like in my room, in the living room, anywhere around the house, outside in the front yard, in your house, my van, the garage, my neighbor's house, anywhere. Anyway, so the next item is the plate guard. So what the plate guard does is, if I'm eating something and I'm pushing against the food, if it slides to the very corner of the plate, it just prevents it from falling. So that's what the plate guard's for. On to Dining with Dignity. So the fork utensil, spoon utensil, and the knife utensil, they all come with like these special rings that your fingers are supposed to go through. So what I do, I use my finger to hook onto the ring. That way I can independently put it on by myself if no one's around. And I kind of have to play with it each time. I usually start off by putting my index finger through it first. And I make sure I put it in all the way through, and then it's easier for me to just put my thumb through it afterwards. If I put my thumb first and then my index finger, it usually takes a whole lot longer, so that's just how I do it. And here's how it works. Now, the strawberry is literally like the only good thing I have laying around the house, but see? It just works as though I'm holding it with my own fingers. Like, I've gone to restaurants where the servers literally have not noticed a thing about my utensil. Like, they've thought the utensil belongs to them, like to their restaurant. So I do recommend, when going out to eat, if you're using this, please make sure to try your best to not forget it at the restaurant, because it has happened to me before where I've had to call the restaurant, they've had to have their kitchen staff look for it, I had to go back the next day, retrieve it, and it's embarrassing. And it's a hassle, so just make sure you just don't leave it at the restaurant. Another thing to mention about this, these are very pricey. Each utensil, I believe it's $25 per individual utensil. So right here, I think that's just a total of $75 on just these three. I recommend definitely the fork. It comes in regular size and a small, and this right here is a small. That's how I take it off. Now I'm going to show you the spoon. The spoon is a very good one as well. I would hook it on the same way I would with the fork. So with the spoon, it might be a little bit trickier to eat some items either with the spoon or with the fork, just depending on everyone individually, or depending on what the food item is. One thing I want to mention is that the rings, you can tighten them and you can loosen them in order to adjust it to your hand personally. So that's one good thing that I like about it. And as I mentioned earlier about the pricing, what I would recommend, which is what I personally do, is I recommend having at least 2 sets of each item that you use. For example, I always carry around 1 fork utensil in my backpack, always. Because you never know when I'm gonna get hungry as I'm out in town and I wanna stop by at a restaurant real quick, or I end up going somewhere unexpectedly and then I need to, feed myself. I always carry one in the backpack that I have behind my chair, and I always use a different separate one specifically for home use only. So if you're really interested in having these, I recommend maybe starting off with 1, but definitely if you really like the product, I recommend buying 2, just so that you'll always have one to back you up. And I wouldn't really recommend investing your money into the knife, because with the knife, it's just, I feel like the way the ring is positioned, and I'll show you in just a second. I feel like with the knife, the way the ring is positioned is just awkward. I don't really know. I don't really use this, honestly. Because first of all, the rings are too big. I think that at the time that I ordered it, they didn't have a small available. I'm not sure what it was, but the rings are way too big for my fingers. So the only thing I can really do is just pick it up. And maybe I could try to cut the strawberry if I wanted to, but honestly for me that would be very difficult. I can already tell. Maybe if it was something very soft like butter, I could probably get away with it. But mostly a solid object, no. So this, I personally would not recommend it too much. But the fork and spoon, definitely. And that's just how I personally eat. From the time I wake up to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in between. If I cannot use my tendonesis to pick it up myself, I'll just use my knife. Like with the strawberries, normally. I can just do it on my own with the tightness in my fingers. But other than that, if it's like spaghetti, if it's oatmeal, if it's fish, these items are really good to eat with. I definitely recommend them for those other quads out there who are trying to find a more simpler way to be independent and to eat their meals. Dining with dignity. And this is not even a promotion, honestly. It's not sponsored. This is just something that was introduced to me when I was still in occupational therapy, when I first got my injury. And I'm so happy that I have this, because anywhere I go, I feel as though, I don't have this ability while I'm eating, because I remember having to use the utensil holders all the time. It would require more time just to get them to go through my hand, to place them on right. And if I were out with friends, I would have to teach them how to put on my utensil holder, and I was just tired of that. So this is just a very simple, easy method that I use, and I just wanted to share it. Just even if it just helps one person out of everybody that uses it, that will make me very happy. So thank you for watching if you made it to the end of the video, and I'll try to show a few more things that make my life a little bit easier. But yeah, thank you.